Welcome back to the potty, my friends. Today, I thought I would do a little bit of a life update. I really want to talk to the power of gratitude and how you can relate that to not only your fitness journey, but your life. And I just thought a life update for me ties in really well with that. So before I get into like the more deeper things, I thought I'm going to kick it off with Onyx Storm. Okay. Anyone who is obsessed with this Empyrean series, if you've read it, if you've read Onyx Storm, like I need you to DM me because I need to talk about it. I literally finished it. When did I finish Onyx Storm? Last Sunday, so about 8, 9 days ago. And I actually cannot think again. Like I have not been able to start a new book. I've been listening to the audio. I just re-finished Iron Flame audio again. I've just started Onyx Storm audio. I have been reading like random chapters here and there of like Fourth Wing Iron Flame. I don't know. I'm just like my whole For You page is Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, and then it just like triggers me to go into the books and like reread parts and like just talk about theories. And I'm like, I am so obsessed with it. So if any of you have read it, please talk to me. Like I'm at the point that I am asking all my clients if they are readers, if they've read it. There's a couple that have, which makes me so happy, but not a lot of them. I am getting people onto it though, which is very, very exciting. So if anyone's like read it, please talk to me. The next thing as well, I'm actually currently training for a half marathon, which is so random, which I have put a few episodes ago, but I've actually been doing the training for, I think this is the fifth week now. I'm just doing 2 runs a week. There's like a long run and a short run. And the short run has literally just been like anywhere between 3.5 to 5 kilometers. But some of them, like we're now starting to incorporate like interval runs. I know there's some like hill sprints coming, which I'm not excited for. Just like different ways of training as well. I'm not going to pretend I'm a professional with running or anything because I'm absolutely not. Like I'm a strength training gal. That's what I do. But running has been really, really cool. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm using the runner app for that. Like I literally just put in the date that I want to run my half marathon, which so it's got like it was like 26 weeks from the start of it to like when I started to the date of the run. I want to do it twice a week. I'm a beginner and like it just curated its plan for me. And what's really, really cool to see is whilst I'm a beginner at running, I think my knowledge as a PT and my training and like just knowledge with like the different muscle groups and what I need and everything like that has helped me so much with my runs, which I am so grateful for and I'm so happy with. Um, but also I just like I'm really loving it. Like I am not a runner and I'm like I actually can't see myself after doing this half marathon. I can't really see myself like continuously like training for events or anything, but maybe I will. Who knows? Maybe I will. That's not my plan. I just thought it'd be really cool to do one. So that's why I'm currently doing it. I will admit when it comes to a long run, I'm like, oh, I just don't want to do it. Like I just can't be bothered. Like I just, and again, this will tie into the topic of today's podcast, but I'm just like, I just in my head, I get really bored. I think it's the ADHD thing. I go, I'm really bored, but then I'm like, if being bored is the like the hardest part of this training, then that is the most first world problem you could have. Like honestly. And then I just get up and I do my warm up, and I'll have my banana and I'll do whatever I need to do. And then I'll step outside and I usually, because I'm currently living, which is the next part of my update, I'm currently living like close to some really main roads. So I'll walk and like cross the lights that I need to cross. And then I'll run through the trails and like whatever's nearby. So I do have a bit of like a warm up in terms of like stretching and walking and things like that. So by the time I get out there and do that and I start running, and again at the start of it, I go, oh, like I'm kind of bored. But then I just start thinking about other things. Lately, it's been Onyx Storm and on my theories, or I'm listening to the audiobook while I'm running, like whatever it may be. I'm just distracting myself. And then I get to the end and I'm like, oh, wow, like I just ran 9Ks. Like it's just like, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool. And it's making me more productive. It's making me get up earlier as well on those days off when I am running because I am like, I want to do it first thing. Like I don't want to have to do it literally after like 9 a.m. Like there's something about it. Just no thank you. It's maybe because it's just been too hot in Melbourne, maybe because there's more people out. Like I'm like, I just want to run when it's cooler and when there's not many people around. So I have really, really surprisingly been enjoying it. So that is really, really cool to see. Like I said, I'm only in week 5 of 26, so we'll see how we go. The next thing I am moving literally in a couple of days. So it's Wednesday afternoon. Currently, what's the date today? It's the 12th of Feb. We are moving on the 15th. So literally on Saturday, I still need to pack up like the whole house. There is boxes and shit everywhere. There's just so much going on this last couple of weeks. I have just been really like overwhelmed. A lot of it has been really, really, really good stuff, but I think again, just like adding in the move, my car cooked us up the other day, which is another thing. There's just like a lot of things that are happening, a lot of things that need my attention. Like I've got my head in like 10 different hats plus more. Like as a business owner, anyone who's a business owner, you know how many hats you have to wear. There are so many things that go into a business and you have to wear all these million and one hats and then think about everything else in life that goes around that. And I don't want to get into it because it's just unnecessary. It doesn't need to be said, but there is a million and one more things that need my attention right now. And it has been like a lot, like I said, a lot of it has been really fun, but it has equally been overwhelming. And I know I'm doing a lot. My body is feeling it in a sense of like, I have been really, really bloated. I am so big on like your gut and your brain work so close together. Like whenever you're anxious, actually, if you have never noticed this, have a think about this like in the next coming days or whenever you're next anxious or anything like that. When you're anxious, you'll like I personally struggle with digestion. Like my gut feels it straight away, and it is so common. It's actually a thing, like your gut and your brain are connected. And I have just been doing too much, and I know I have, but I know it's temporary. So I'm not like stressing about the fact that I'm doing too much because I know it's gonna be okay. Um, but yeah, digestion has not been amazing. I'm bloated all the time. Like I wake up bloated, just I'm not sleeping the best. I'm just a bit anxious. Like little things like that, but it's nothing to completely stress out over. And again, this ties into today's topic, which is on the power of gratitude and how I think it was about 5 years ago now when I kind of started journaling, doing gratitude, like learning how to really ground myself and center myself. And I look back to who I was before I started doing it and how I reacted to things. And I look at what I do now and again, how I react to situations now. And if everything that was happening in my life right now was happening to me 5 years ago, I literally would be having a panic attack. I would be like in tears. I would like shut off from just whatever I could. And again, I think it's also a part of 5 years ago, I didn't know I had ADHD. I didn't even think of it as a thing. I didn't know it was a thing. And now I know a lot more about it. I'm very aware of it. I can handle it a lot better. I know when it's kind of like, I don't want to say flaring up, but like if you know, like some symptoms like can really like, I want to say flare up that like there can be some days I am so forgetful. There's days I cannot get my words out. There's days my brain is just like, I cannot think. And I've learned to really work with it. So, um, again, knowing what I know now and where I was 5 years ago, there is just so much that comes into it. And the power of gratitude. All right. Like I said before, so I've talked about Onyx Storm, I've talked about my running, I've talked about moving house literally a couple of days ago. My car cooked itself again. Like, if you know, you know. I've had this car for about 10 years and it has had so many issues. I cannot even like recall them all. I can't even count them. I don't know how many it's had. There has been so many. I have spent so much money on this car because, and this is kind of off topic, but in my head, I just go, why do I deserve a new car? Like, it's just a car. To me, I'm like, it's a first world problem. Like, I don't, like, who cares if it screws up? But in the same breath, I'm like, well, I deserve to feel safe when I'm driving. I actually hate driving, and it's because I like this car. I don't feel safe in this car. I've got a lot of trauma from this car, and just things that's happened when I've been in this car and the way that it just breaks down and it falls apart, and then it costs so much money, and like, it's just a whole thing. So, anyway, the last time it blew up on me was about 4 months ago. It was October, 2024. And I literally said to myself, so we're moving this weekend. I'm moving into my dad's house with my brother, my sister, they got some dogs. Like it's going to be a huge change. So A, the next podcast I record, like it definitely won't be in this like setting. And there could be some dogs and chaos going on in the background. So we'll see how we go with that. B, it's a big adjustment because my partner will not be coming with me. There is a reason for this. We're not breaking up, but there's a reason for this I'm not going to get into because it's not my story to share. Um, C, the commute to work is going to be so much longer. So, for context, where I live now, my train journey is 12 minutes to work. Like, yes, I walk to the station, it's about 10 minutes, and then it's 12 minutes on the train, 2 minutes on the other side, so it's about a 25-minute travel to work. But let's just say 12 minutes on the train from Dad's house, it's going to be 57 minutes on the train. That is an extra 45 minutes. Plus, I actually can't walk to the station. I need to drive to the train station. Like it's not as close distance. And I'm not doing that when sorry, I'm not walking when I'm getting on a 4:30 a.m. train, like to get to work. So that is going to be a huge adjustment. I literally need to wake up an hour earlier than I currently do for work. So that's one thing. The travel is much longer. But again, looking in the gratitude side of things, I could sit here and complain about it, or I can go, imagine what I can get done on the train in that hour. Imagine like at the moment, like I was saying, my head is in like 100 different hats. I've got a million people and things that need my attention. How much can I get done in that hour? And each way it's an hour. So it gives me 2 hours. Like that's really, really cool. That's a great example of gratitude. Um, anyway, back to the whole move thing. So there's a lot of adjustments that are going to come with this. And that is also where I've said like I've been a bit stressed, a bit anxious, a bit just unsure of things. It's a temporary move, so it's like also like I don't know how long I'm going to be there for. I don't know how my furniture is going to fit in the house. There's a lot of things that are unknown until Saturday, really. So I'm just really a bit kind of anxious. Um, so that's that. And then now back to my car. So my car, like I said, a lot of issues. On No, the last time it blew up, I was up to. The last time it blew up was October. The mechanic said to me, I would get rid of the car if I was you. And I was like, okay, cool. That was in like the back end of the year. And I was like, it's not really a priority for this year. Like, I'll just deal with it next year. Knowing I was moving mid-Feb, I thought, you know what? Once I've moved and that's all sorted, the house is sorted, like I can take that off my plate, then I will go car shopping and I'll trade in my car. Like it's pretty much freshly fixed. Like it should last until after the move. I should be able to trade it in. Well, my car had other plans for me. So, literally on Sunday, 6 days before the move, we're driving on the freeway, going 100 kilometers an hour, I should say. And all of a sudden, like Mitch was driving and I'm sitting there actually like doing some work on my phone. Like I said, I've got so much going on. I'm like, any chance I can, I'm doing something. I had my AirPods in and I was doing something on my phone, and all of a sudden I could hear this like beeping sound. I was like, what is that? And then I've looked over and the dash, there's like something flashing and then a code has come up and I was like, oh, that's so strange. Like it's happened before. Um, but like years ago, I can't remember what it was. And then all of a sudden, like it was like the car was like trembling and shaking and making more noise. And I was like, holy shit. Like we're on the freeway doing 100, like let's get off the road right now. Like we had to get across multiple lanes and like get to the next exit ramp and like actually get off the freeway. Like it was a bit scary. And in that moment, I was actually like shitting myself. I was like, holy fuck, like we could get in a really bad accident here. Could be really unsafe. Like again, I just have a lot of trauma with this car. So I was just like, anything could happen right now. I have no idea. And it was a very, very scary moment. And we got off and we pulled over and whatever. And I was just like sitting there, like having a shake. I was just like, oh my God, what's happening? And I was like, okay, like I need to call RACB, but like right now, I just need to have a second. I was like, I just need a moment. And I was feeling a bit frustrated and feeling a bit teary. And just like I had like a little bit of a cry just because, again, whilst I can see the good in all of this, which I'll get to in a second, I've got a list. In the moment, I was like, I need to feel this emotion. I need to feel a bit frustrated. I need to feel Like, okay, this happened for a reason and I just need to deal with it. So I sat there, had my moment. Miss tried to turn the car back on and it was just completely dead. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I called RACV. They were like, we're gonna have to tow you. They said you're not in a safe place. We're gonna have to tow you elsewhere. Then get someone to come look, then tow it if they can't fix it. And this was about 7:30 on a Sunday night. So I literally said, no, we're just gonna tow it to the mechanic and I'll just go talk to them first thing in the morning. So the Monday morning came. And I literally walked straight to them and I said, my car is out the back of, like, they have a little car park at the back. I said, I dropped it here last night, like, got it towed here. When you get a chance, can you just have a look, blah, blah, blah. Currently, I haven't heard from them. It's Wednesday afternoon. I will call them as soon as I can after this. Um, but yeah, so currently, don't know what's happening. Hopefully, have a car for the move, but the gratitude and the power of gratitude in this particular instance, and the reason I wanted to bring it up is because when I was sitting there waiting for the tow truck, I literally was thinking, okay, like let's look at this from a different perspective. One, we're safe. Like nothing happened to us as in that little moment. Like we got off the freeway, we pulled over, we're safe, we're in a good spot. Like no one can hit us unless they like literally fucking veer like out of their lane. Like it would have to be crazy. I was like, we're safe, we're good. B, I've got it all written down because I know I'm gonna I'm gonna forget. The second one is, like I said, this week is crazy. Trying to move, working a lot extra in person, online. I started balancing her last Monday. So that's my group online coaching program. So that, like, when I'm running that, there's obviously a lot more clients that I'm talking to, I'm helping, I'm supporting. So that's obviously where a lot more of this has come from, like, as in a lot more like my head's in a lot more hats, like trying to like more people need me, which is amazing because I'm like it's been going fucking phenomenal. I might touch on it at the end, but um, yeah, that I'd have a lot more people needing my support. I've got things I need to do in advance. I've just obviously moving houses. I want to fit in my gym, my running. Like there's so much going on, and I thought, okay, now that I don't have a car, I can't go to the gym. And honestly, I technically could. Mitch has a car, but he did say to me when we were sitting there on Sunday night waiting for the tow truck, he goes, Sarah, now's not a good time to tell you this, but my car's been really struggling to start. So I said, you know what? I'm not touching it. I was like, I'm not touching it. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want something to happen while I'm driving it. So I said, I'm just gonna leave your car there and I'm just gonna not have a car for this week. So I said, okay, this is my sign to say just don't train this week. All right. And I might train tomorrow because I am meant to train with a friend. So I should be able to hopefully get away there. But my gym is a 17-minute drive one way on like a good day, like in no traffic. And then obviously by the time I train and then I come back, it's literally like at least a 2 hour journey kind of situation. And I thought, okay, so I usually do that Monday morning and Tuesday morning, and they're my busiest days. Mondays and Tuesdays are always my busiest days. So I thought, okay, let's restructure the week. I took away my gym sessions for those 2 days. I did a nice long run on the Monday morning. I did 9 kilometers. It was freaking stunning. It was perfect weather. And I thought, wow, I'm so happy. Like I feel so good. I'd done the run, gone to the mechanics, walked to get groceries. Like again, where I live now, I can afford to do these things without a car. So I did all of that and I was home at 9 a.m. and I was like, phenomenal. Let's get into my day. I should feel less stressed. I still worked till I think like 10 o'clock that night. Like there was so much going on. But imagine if I'd added gym into that. So you can see where it's like, it was actually a good thing that I couldn't get to the gym this week. And it's 1 week. Like literally, who cares? It's not going to like kill me or my progress or my goals or anything like that. The third one is again, lucky it happened this week because I can still walk to the train, get the train to work. It's not like I need to drive to work or I need to drive to the train or like I said, need to drive to the shops or I need to drive here, there, and anywhere. The place I drive the most is usually to the gym because this house is so close to everything. I usually it's the gym that I drive to the most. And then if I go see like family and stuff, and there's something else I can't think of off the top of my head, and I don't know why. I feel like I just had it. I don't know. Pretty much, I don't really need to drive anywhere. So again, lucky it happened this week, last week in this house, so I can still get where I need to go without the stress of like, holy shit, I don't have a car. The fourth one, again, next week. So even though we're moving this Saturday, our lease ends next Saturday. So there is still a whole week of back and forth between dad's house, this house, work. And for context, say like if you're watching the video, I'm doing some hand gestures. So I'm here. Dad's house is 35 minutes that way. And then my work driving, depending on the time of day, is again from this house. It's about 25 minutes that way, depending on time of day. So like it's not really like nothing's really on the way. It's kind of like here, there, and everywhere. So I really ideally need my car next week. So hopefully it should be nice and fixed and fresh, ready to go for next week, ready to go for the move. Like we're feeling good and I should have no stress. Like generally after it's freshly fixed, I'm like, okay, I should have a solid few weeks of no issues. So that is my like fingers crossed moment that if we are freshly fixed next week, I can go back and forth between houses, grabbing more boxes. Obviously, I can't carry boxes on the train. It's like grabbing more boxes, sending it over, like whatever the thing I need to do, I'm happy to that it happened this week and not next. And the last one as well is yes, it should be freshly fixed. So then when I move and I've sorted my stuff out, we should be able to trade it in. And it's like, cool, it's actually fine. Like you guys can take it and I've just freshly fixed it for you. So like there should be like less issues there. So that is a very long example of how gratitude can really shift the way you look at things. Like I said, back like 5 years ago before I'd done any of this work, before I really actually cared about myself and my health and my mindset and everything, I literally would have just had a fuck it sook. Like I would have sat there and cried and cried and cried and been like, woe me, this is the fucking worst thing ever, but it's such a first world problem. Like, honestly, there are so many ways around things that when we get so stuck in the woe me, we don't look at the way around. All we can think about is how I can't believe this happened to me. But like, it's so fine. What do you mean? So, I want to relate this to your fitness journey, your pretty much your life, your health, like kind of everything like that. So, doing gratitude, like I said, can really shift the mindset. And that is what it is. I want you to think about how do you currently react when things go quote unquote wrong? Right? So, for example, let's say like you are a little bit sick or something, right? Let's say that's your something gone wrong. How would you react to that? Would you be like, well, fuck this. It always happens to me. Why do I bother being healthy? I hate being sick. Like, would you sit in that kind of mindset or would you look at it like example for me? I don't really get sick ever. It's something I take pride in. I have not been sick since July 2023. Yeah, 2023. I have not been sick. And I take a lot of pride in that. But if I get sick, I sit back and I go, okay, what is this telling me? Do I need to have some extra rest? Generally, yes, your body needs the extra rest. Do I need to, for example, maybe take a week off gym? Do I need to look at my water intake? Do I need to look at my sleep routine? What can I do to nourish my body instead of sitting there going, oh, fuck this, I'm always sick, it's always me. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to do it in that voice, but that was like the woe me voice that came out. So I want you to think about how you react when things go wrong. How do you react? For example, maybe your car broke down. How would you react to that? How would you react to, I was going to say, like, I don't know, a coworker doing something at work that kind of made your job a bit harder? Do you, or like a family member, maybe if a family member has done something to you and you don't like it, how do you react? Do you go off at them? Do you yell at them? Do you escalate the situation? Or do you sit there and sit back and go, hang on a sec, how can I look at this? Again, there have been times when, you know, other people that aren't as aware of their emotions or aware of a lot of things or how others work, I can see when someone's reactive. I can see when someone sits in that woe me mindset and they don't really think about others. And not that they don't think about others, but they're so stuck in why things are shit for them and why their life sucks and, why, say you're in an argument with someone, why they think like you're wrong. And you can sit there and take something from someone and actually go, no, this is okay. It's not on me. This is their issue. It's not mine. Right? It's something that you can relate to. Like, for example, if you post something online and someone comments going, let's use an example. This doesn't happen, but let's use an example. Say I posted something about like, you need to eat more to lose weight. And someone could sit here and comment and be like, you're a fucking idiot. You're telling everyone to be like eat all this food, they're gonna put on weight, and you're the problem with obesity and like whatever. I don't know. This is the first thing that popped into my head. And I could sit there and go, oh my God, like they're so right. I feel so shit. I can't believe they're saying this. Or I can go, hang on. Why have they got this? Like, why have they said this? What is the kind of issue with this? What is going through their mind? They're probably like literally feeling triggered because they are someone that needs to know that they need to eat more food. They're someone that is struggling to lose weight because they're not eating enough. So I've posted you need to eat more food to lose weight, and they're sitting here going, "Oh my God, like no, you're like I'm gonna get fat if I do that." But that's just their trigger, not mine. That's my opinion. That's their trigger. And again, this is in the power of gratitude and mindfulness and really being able to sit and center yourself. You are less reactive to things. Like I'm telling you one time, this is so, oh, this is so funny. One time I was actually like in such, I think it was in 2020, and I was so reactive and angry to everything. And I remember one time, like I was cooking eggs, and like I hate splitting the yolk, like fried eggs. Hate splitting the yolk. And to this day, I still freaking like, I'm like, don't split the yolks. Like it actually irks me. But anyway, I remember this time I had accidentally split it and I literally like threw the spatula on the floor and I walked off. Like I was so angry. Like over splitting an egg yolk. Like what a fucking first world problem. It's not even a problem. I was just so angry all the time and so reactive to so many things that's how I reacted to splitting an egg yolk. It's insane. And I used to sit in woe me, woe. And like, yeah, things happen that are shit, but I no longer sit in pity and sit and go, well, fuck this, life is shit, and I hate everything and everyone. I sit and I go, okay, how can I look at this from a different perspective? What else can I do? Let's look at the way out of it rather than sitting stuck in what it is. When you think about your fitness journey, I want you to think about these things. If you're feeling sorry for yourself, you're feeling like I can't lose weight and I hate the gym and I hate healthy eating and I hate this and I hate that, and you're like, this isn't for me and I don't want to do it anymore, and why is it so easy for everyone else? And like if you're sitting there just feeling fucking sorry for yourself and not taking responsibility for your actions and wondering why you're not losing weight because you're not training and you're not walking and you're not eating well, you're not drinking water, you're not sleeping properly, if you're sitting there not taking action, not taking accountability, I want you to think about these things, all right? How lucky are you to be able to move your body, to have access to a gym, to have access to clean water, to have a bed to sleep in, to have a roof over your head, to have access to fresh food? How lucky are you to have that? Because that is not something that is available for everyone. There is a lot of places in the world that do not have this, that do not have. If you can listen to this podcast, you've got a phone. right? You've got Spotify, you've got social media, you've got all this technology. How lucky are you to have technology? How lucky are you to have access to free information, to have people tell you how to better your life, how to live your life healthier, how to take advantage of these things that you're sitting here complaining about. We are so privileged and we get so stuck in this, like, I can't believe it, this is happening to me when it's such a fucking first world problem. How many things have you complained about lately that has just been so unnecessary? Have you complained about going to the gym? Oh, I don't want to go to the gym. Well, how lucky are you that you can do that? How lucky, again, back to technology, social media, you can literally meet people online. Like I have clients online, and that is something that I fucking like I never take for granted. I'm like, I can't believe that I live in a world and a time and a place that I can do this. Community to me is fucking huge. I and I think it stems from the last kind of 10 years of my life. So just kind of trying to figure out where I belong and, what I want to do for work and like friendships and like so many things. Like to me, community is so fucking big and it has been the catalyst in my journey, health and fitness, my business, my career, like everything. Community has been fucking huge. And how lucky are we to have access to that online, to have access to that in person? So where I work in a women's only gym. We do group classes and personal training. It's a huge community. How lucky am I that I get to work in a place where we build such a good community, where I get to help women be better, do better, move better, feel better. How lucky am I? And the fact that I can do it online as well. I've got clients all over Australia. How lucky am I? It's honestly like it's something that I can never get over. And every time someone comes to me and they say they want my help, like I literally jump up and down. I'm like, I can't believe it. Like I can believe it because I've worked for this and I'm freaking good at what I do. But I can't believe it that like this is through meeting people online and staying connected and like getting to know people. Like it's literally there's so much power in that. And again, people will be like, oh, fuck this, my internet's slow, or my Instagram's not working, or my TikTok's not working, and like have a full meltdown about it. But it's like, well, just how lucky are you to have that in the first place? And it's for free. Like, it just baffles me. So, if there's anything you take from this episode, please let it be to sit in some gratitude. I have a gratitude journal from Kmart. It's the second one. I've had it for a while. I didn't do it for a while just because it's one of those things that you do it day in, day out. It just like it rewires your brain. But there's a really good gratitude journal from Kmart. I hope they still have it. And it's a great way to start journaling, but also have gratitude in the same breath. Because it would say like there's a few like you do one page at a time. There's like a few little prompts on it, and one of them is about your daily gratitude, and then there's a few other things which don't ask your daily gratitude, but they get you thinking about it, and it's really 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 cool. So if you can get to Kmart, again, it's like a Kmart journal is like $5, like so cheap. What do you mean? I would highly recommend going and having a look. And if you want, feel free to send me a DM as well, and I can send you a photo of what mine looks like, so you kind of have an idea what I'm talking about. Hopefully you don't message me and I've packed it away somewhere. So message me ASAP. Um, but I think I'm gonna leave it there. Oh no, I was gonna quickly talk about balancing her again. Let's talk about community. Balancing her, we started last Monday, the 3rd of Feb, and the first week was all about gratitude. And this is kind of what has like tied, like made me think about doing this episode. when my car, and I said this to the girls on Sunday night, I was sitting there in the car waiting for the tow truck, and I was like, what are the chances that this happened right on the end of gratitude week? And like reading the girls' gratitude. So the way that I did it was in their app, they had a task to tick off every day when they completed their like three items of gratitude. And in that, I said to them that they need to write it down. Like they in the before they ticked it off, they could write a comment and they could write their three items. And I feel like I got to learn so much about all of them just through that. And like that was something I hadn't even thought of when I set it up. I was like, oh, cool, like three items of gratitude. It'd be nice to see what they're thinking of. But I was like, the way that I learned different things about them and like them as a human and their lifestyles and stuff, I was like, this is so cool. And again, this is through the power of technology. Like, it's just so wild to have that. And literally every day, if you've been following me on Instagram, like every day since, so it's been 9 days we've been doing this challenge, 10 days. Um, every day I'm in that chat and I'm just blown away and I'm like, I can't believe I've created this community. Like the wins that come through, the way the girls support each other, it's incredible because it means if I'm at work or if I'm packing boxes or something, like I don't feel like I need to be constantly in the chat because they've got each other and it makes me so fucking happy. I'm so happy. Like I'm screenshotting things in that chat every day because I'm like, I just can't believe how supportive they are. Like I literally got home from work today and I was like, all right, I want to have a quick check of the chat and like chat to them. And I'm like, the top message, so there was about 15 messages in there, and there was two themes in those messages. The first one was one of the girls, she said, guys, I just want to celebrate I'm 1 month smoke free. And so she didn't even tell me that that was one of her goals when she started. She didn't tell me that she was quitting smoking. I had no idea. And it's so I have four of them in that chat that have done the same thing, that have been through the same motions. And they also didn't tell me at the start either, because it's something that when you're trying to quit, and like I'm not a smoker, but I know that when you have a bad habit you want to quit, you feel a bit shameful around it and you're a bit nervous that you're not going to be able to actually quit and you might fall back into it and you don't want everyone to know about it and then you give up so easily. So generally people like clients won't tell me until they've hit a month or more into it and they go, oh, by the way. So the fact that she came in and was like, guys, it's been a whole month. I've been smoke free. Like she lost her dad a year ago to cancer. So she was like, I really want to quit smoking. And I'm so proud. And then again, I was at work, I was training clients, and the other girls in the chat going, I see you, I feel you, I've had to do that. I'm this many days free or I'm this many months free. And like being able to support each other in that way. And like she thought she was on her own, and just knowing that there's others in the chat that have been through it and understand it and that she can talk to. And it's just, it's incredible. Like I'm so, oh, this community is just amazing. So that was one of them. And the other one is another one of my girls is doing an overnight marathon walk. She's raising money for the Ronald McDonald charity. And today was, I think there's a section of time today where it was whatever you donate gets doubled. And the other girls just started donating. And it was just incredible. The way that they support each other, it just melts my fucking heart. I'm just like, oh, I'm so grateful and I'm so lucky and I'm just so proud of this community and just everything that it is. And we've got 8.5 weeks left and I'm like, how has this only been a week and a half and so much has happened? Like I'm overwhelmed with pride. I'm so overwhelmed with pride. It's just, oh, it's amazing. So anyway, I'm going to leave this there. I had actually decided if anyone wants to join Balancing Her, if you're listening to this, so it's coming out 13th of Feb. If you're listening to this in real time on that day or even the day after on the 14th, message me if you are keen to join. I can send you the details. I've decided I will let people join for the last 8 weeks. So if you message me in the next day or two, again, if you're listening to this on the day it comes out, message me in the next day or two, and then I can get you set up and ready to go for Monday training program, nutrition guidance, have you literally feeling good, ready to go for the last 8 weeks. You have instant access to the previous two calls as well, which were phenomenal. I literally yapped on nutrition for an hour and a half on Monday night, and that was unintentional, but it was so good. So I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much for listening, for watching, for just letting me have a little chat about my life and like how it just, there's been a lot going on. It's been a bit overwhelming, but you can see I'm literally smiling. Like I'm like, it has been so much, I'm having so much fun. There's just some changes that obviously are, you know, not ideal and a bit stressful, but it's okay. Things are temporary and we move on. So, anyway, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much for listening or watching. I'll speak to you guys in a fortnight. Bye.